Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Spoof here again, and I'm so excited. Second video in 2020. What a wonderful year this year is going to be. So, today we're going to talk about these computer terms that keep popping up everywhere, here and there, and yet so many people don't know what the heck it means. What I'm talking about is this word they call I3, I5, or I7. What do they really mean? Well, these computer technologies are indeed overwhelming and can sometimes be very confusing to many people. Some may ask, what the heck is the difference between a Core i3, i5, or i7? Are they not the same thing? Why should I get a Core i3, Core i5, or Core i7? Well, if this is you and you're struggling to work out the differences between the Core i3, i5, and i7, not to worry, as I will explain everything in details for you today in this video. And after this video, you will have a full grasp of what the terms mean. If you like this kind of video, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our video ever again. Alright, first thing first, we have to really understand the architecture of a computer system and what cores really mean. Generally, every year Intel releases a new, faster range of processors. We are currently starting to see the Devil's Canyon chips, a refresh of last year's Haswell. Before that, we had Ivy Bridge and Sandy Bridge, though people normally refer to it as North and South Bridge processors. Generally speaking, a Core i3 or i5 or i7 that has a newer architecture is faster than the older architecture processor that it replaces. You can tell the architecture by the model numbers. For instance, Devil's Canyon and Haswell starts with 4, Ivy Bridge with a 3, and a Sandy Bridge with a 2. Yeah, I know this may not make too much sense to you right now, but just hang in there for a minute. We are getting to the interesting part. Trust me. Okay, what does a core really mean? Just like you say Core i1, Core i3, or Core i5. What does core really mean? A core can be said to be an individual processor. A dual-core processor, therefore, has 2 internal processors. A quad-core model has 4. More cores are useful for multitasking. For example, if you can run 2 applications at the same time, each one having access to its own dedicated processor, it makes things faster. Thus, it gets you where you want to be as fast as possible. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. We're talking about the Core i3, i5, and i7. So displaying on the screen right now is the parameters of Core i3, i5, and i7, the number of cores, the hyper-threading, the turbo boost, and the K model. All these things, all these parameters have a kind of play when deciding which of the cores of system you want to purchase. For instance, knowing what the cores means and looking at the above table or the table displayed on your screen right now, one will automatically assume that Core i7 is better than Core i5 and also better than Core i3 in that order. But it's not necessarily so, and that's where the confusion sets in. That's where people are most confused. Truth be told, it should be so, but other factors also play part in determining the best and better core to purchase. Other factors like hyper-threading, turbo boosts, and the K model. Before we determine the best core for you to purchase, let's explain what hyper-threading, turbo boost and K model really means, and I promise no introduction of another IT jargon after this. Alright? Okay, hyper trading. What does it really mean? Hyper trading is simply an Intel's technology for creating two logical cores in each physical core. In other words, to your operating system, it appears as though your CPU has double the number of cores than it really does have. In terms of performance, however, hyper-trading speeds up multitasking and multi-threaded applications. It's not as fast or as efficient as extra record though, but it's an improvement over a single core processors. Now, Core i3 and i7 processors have this technology, while Core i5 do not. Now you see what we are talking about. Depending on what you're using your PC for, it may be better and more viable for you to purchase a Core i3 instead of a Core i7 PC. Next in line to talk about is the clock speed. What is a clock speed? Well, the faster the clock speed of a system, the faster each core can run. This can create some variances in performance. For example, a Core i3 with hardware processor of 4370 runs at a clock speed of 3.8 GHz. It will be faster running a single threaded application, which can only use one core, than a Core i5 with hardware processor of 4590, which only has a clock speed of 3.2 GHz. Well, don't get confused yet. Running a multi-threaded application, the Core i5 would most likely be quicker. How and why? As it has 4 real cores and is better than running a Core i3 with 2 real cores and having hyper trading abilities. Alright, let's talk about these 2 final parameters before my advice on the core you have to purchase depending on what you're doing with your system. The next in line is turbo boost. Turbo boost is simply an Intel technology for automatically overclocking a processor, boosting its clock speed higher than the default settings. What basically happens here is the CPU monitors its temperature, and when it's running cool enough, will apply the overclock. Core i5 and Core i7 CPUs have this technology, while Core i3 models do not. So these are one of the things in differentiating these cores. Okay, K models. Any CPU that has a model ending with a K simply means that that CPU is unclocked. This simply means that you can use BIOS settings to up the clock speed of the chip, thereby overclocking it yourself. Means you can overclock it manually, but it's very risky, so do this at your own risk. Having said all this, I know the question in your mind as a layman is, Tony, which one should I buy? Which should I buy? To simply answer this, a Core i3 chip is fine for a day-to-day use if you're into word processing, typing and sending of documents, emails and all that. Core i3 is best for you. You can go for Core i5 if you do a lot of video editing or photo editing, and since you're using a lot of Photoshop, Illustrator, CorelDRAW to do designing, Core i5 is good for you. Well, Core i7, I don't know. A Core i7 chip is generally more expensive though, and to me it's not really worth the price, but buy it if you do a lot of heavy video editing, particularly in 4K, or you do architectural drawing with ArchiCADs and or whatnot, and or all the processing, this thing that requires intensive task, okay, is good for you. Well, there you have it. If you have any question or any clarification on what to buy, please leave a comment below and we'll be glad to get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. And of course subscribe to the channel.